You're listening to the Life of Lozo podcast.
We are live here at Life of Lozo.
He is the funniest, smartest, sexiest guy I know.
Lozo is now live.
Yo, on this episode, we kick off season 3 by flipping the tables. Christian and Dom put the heat on me, and I get interviewed on my own damn show. We discuss riding dirty in the Chrysler 300, how to properly pronounce the Beat Brigade, and Dom wants me to play saxophone in his band. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Stay Tuned Studios, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, Ronz World Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, TheMishmash.com, and Jack's Nutrition. Let's go. Yo, Life of Lozo here in sunny Jacksonville, Florida. Stay Tuned Studios, STS Podcast Studio A for Apple. And it's season 3, and we're ready to rumble here. We got a little house full of people to talk some trash to, and we're gonna flip it up a little bit here. Everybody's in the building. We got to kick it off the right way.
OGs are here.
Oh, jizzles.
Yeah.
This is season 1, episode 1.
Recap.
Season 3, episode 1. It's
originals.
happening. It's the originals, man.
Yeah.
That's
No
what's going on.
pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We're gonna do a little something different, kicking off season 3 here, and having a good couple of seasons and having a lot of guests, a lot of conversations, a lot of recaps, a lot of stuff talking about, and a lot of questions and people wanting to get to know more about Lozo here. So it's been
I don't blame him either, by the way.
Just don't look on America's Most Wanted, right?
Yeah.
But
These pictures in every post office.
everywhere.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's interesting having a show where I've really focused on bringing like friends and people that I know and people that I found interested in and having some great conversations, and now getting to the point where I've got How many
shows are you at?
Well, I guess we do how many podcasts?
Podcasts. How many guests have?
Oh, like for Life of Lozo?
Life of Lozo.
Guest-wise, I don't know, probably 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Because I had some shows where it was just me. I had some shows like doing Chicago Open Air Festival. I had some podcasts on a plane.
But even then, you weren't talking about yourself.
No,
you were
right.
Still talking about
things.
Event or
exactly,
people.
Right. So, so the crazy part now is I'm at, 350 almost somewhere like followers on Podbean now. They did a thank you. They did a focus on the show for the month of September, and I just was like, wow, like you figure
awesome.
that being featured is kind of cool, but then like the amount of followers that we've got has been awesome. So I'm excited to kind of like get season 3 going, because a lot of people are listening to old content, not too old, but I figured like cool, a bunch of new listeners, a bunch of new followers.
Get old.
It doesn't. It's never get old, right?
Are you kidding?
No.
Never.
It's still this
10
year.
years from now, it'll still be the hottest.
I listened to episode 14 over and over and over.
That was a really great episode.
That was a really good episode. We were cracking on this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
The guy.
It was hilarious.
Who happens to be this guy. Loved it.
The drummer.
The drummer.
But no, today we're going to be talking about someone else.
Yeah.
Who is our guest today?
Why he does what he does.
I don't know who's got 2 thumbs and runs 2 podcasts.
Dun dun dun.
This
dun.
guy. This guy.
Oh, I need a picture of that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, we'll mix it up a little bit. So I figured, you know what? Let me bring the guys in. We'll have a little fun here. We will do a little Q&A, flip the tables a little bit, and I will take the passenger seat here.
So it's almost like when you're flying.
Be the hot
Right,
seat.
exactly.
So the instructor will say, "All right, you have the plane."
Well, you have
And
the plane.
that's kind of like your cue to like you're up, you're
You take
flying.
over, baby.
yeah.
It's all you.
All right.
You have the plane. Yeah. Well, shoot.
So the private jeweler, aka owner extraordinaire of Exigo Sales Consulting,
It's back.
aka that guy who wears headphones, Christian Abrahamson is in the building.
And it is now flying this show.
Flying the show. All right,
I have
here.
taken control.
Take the stick.
Well, that's exciting. I am extremely honored, guys, to be hosting. And, of course, I have my co-host next to me, Mr. Don.
The Don.
The Don.
The Don. I
Ringhofer.
forgot. The Don.
You gotta say Ringhofer.
Ringhofer. Ringhofer.
Man, you guys got it
I don't
down.
want to set myself up.
No, Ringhofer.
Ringhofer?
You said it right. You guys are saying it. Oh, man.
It's Ringhofer.
Better than
Ringhofer.
even I said.
Ringhofer.
Ringhofer from the keel.
From the keel, ladies and gentlemen, stand up for the one and only, the Don. Ringhofer.
Okay. All right. Down.
Drummer
Everybody.
from-
Sit down.
So
Let's do this thing, man.
We're excited.
We need
Let's
to
go.
turn the tables now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're super excited to and honored to
Yes,
be able
sir.
to interview the one and only, the legend,
The man
the
about
life
town.
of Lozo. So many listeners have listened to you, and it's time to get to know you,
Oh, okay.
right?
I'm with it.
Right. So off the bat,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself.
Yeah. This is the easiest way to do an interview. Ready?
Yeah.
You talk.
And go, right?
Go.
My name is Lorenzo. I've been podcasting.
I'm a Libra.
Yeah, I'm a Libra. I'm a Cancer. I was born in July.
Great month, by the way.
A fantastic month.
Great
Yes,
month.
great month. No, I just grew up in the Midwest in Michigan, all over the state. Really into music. Moved out to LA and did music out there for a while. Life took me to Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. Learned about the South a little bit and how things happen in the South. And then moved to Florida, and I've been in Florida for 10 years now, 2007. Yeah, so I'm into music big time. For obviously it's the podcast. You can hear about my hip hop background and collection of things, and into MMA, into I think just a lifetime learner. Always looking to learn something new, do something new, figure something out. And enjoying the podcast, and this one, and then of course Hacking Your Leadership is the more polished one that we do. But
I wouldn't say
This
more
is
polished.
polished. Come on.
Come on. I
kidding
mean,
me?
right?
we talk about the Wu-Tang Clan
Hey.
on here.
That's why it's amazing. You should
Brilliant.
bring up the Wu-Tang
Yeah.
and Hacking Your Leadership.
Oh,
Side
yeah.
note.
I'll slide it in somehow. I'm gonna slide it in. That's what I'll do.
as a challenge.
Yeah. As a challenge, right?
Just kind of slip it
Yeah,
in.
I'll do it as an example. Yeah, I was working with this one employee. His name was Lorenzo from the Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
and then
ODB.
the Jizza and Old Dirty Bastard, Ghostface, Clearway, Quan the Chef, Method Man, You God, yes.
And what we found was
And what we discovered was we were hanging out in the hallway all day, just me, you, and Little Ray, which is another Wu-Tang lyric. Sorry.
I'll take your word on that.
Yeah. Wait, it's not even accurate. I said it wrong. I got to think about it now.
Oh, boy.
The hallway all day.
wrong. Give it to me.
Tang, Wu, Tang, Wu, Tang.
So congratulations on Michigan.
Thank you.
4-0, unfortunately, so we can't crack too many jokes.
Yeah. Let's move on from that. please.
On theirs. So that's but it's in order. 4-0. It's
Give me something.
come
Yeah.
on, let them have a little something.
Give me a little something.
Yeah, we'll give them something.
My Lions got we learned about a new rule in the NFL the other night
What was
as the
that?
game was stolen. That if you are down on the field of play and they have to stop the game to do a review of the play, they will run 10 seconds off the clock because of that. When there's only 8 seconds left,
Game over.
when you scored a touchdown, game over.
Wow.
So you lose. So that's what happens.
Wow.
Yeah. So we learned that lesson
Straight
Wow.
hustle.
because we're the Lions, and that's what happens
Straight
to us.
hustle.
I heard that in an earlier
Yeah,
episode.
exactly.
People, you need to go listen to that episode. I don't know
Yeah,
which one it was.
that was with Blythe when we were talking about the Jags and the Lions.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
that's for sure.
That was a good
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you went to California, you said?
Yeah, I was
and
in
you
LA.
brought up music like 5 times.
Yeah.
So how did
Kinda
you
my
get
life.
into music?
I think it's interesting as a young kid and kind of growing up in elementary school. I don't know. I was always really pulled to music. I always enjoyed it. It was always something that I enjoyed listening to. I would spend time listening to, memorizing lyrics, having fun. And my mom and my stepdad got married when I was 7. And he was really into music and like all kinds of different music, everything from Metallica, Megadeth to Ravi Shankar sitar to Beethoven to Bob Marley to classic rock, Led Zeppelin. I mean, everything. So it was always something different to listen to, and always this element of kind of culture and worldly music. And I appreciated that because you never knew what it would be that we'd be listening to that day or that next day. And then of course when I grew up in Michigan, this was in the 80s element of hip hop and breakdancing on cardboard, and that was what was cool at school. So like everybody was doing that stuff. And I always enjoyed it. I ended up getting into band in 5th grade, playing saxophone and really getting into
Saxophone player.
jazz. Yep, little saxophone.
Very cool.
Yep, did that for a while, and enjoyed that. And then as I got into high school, I would always listen to mixtapes. Always that guy that was, at the CD stores waiting for a new release. I think it was back then it was Tuesdays or something like that, if I remember correctly. Waiting for the new albums to drop, and whatever the new release was what we were buying. And
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. It was just the new release. Didn't matter the genre. Didn't matter. Like, we were listening to everything, and just really, enjoyed that so much. And then got into college and met a guy named Ray, DJ Tango Ray, still doing his thing in Detroit.
Ray.
Detroit. and he was a vinyl DJ, and he was a cool dude. Let me practice on his turntables and learn all that. So I kind of got into DJing, and that led me into production work and mixing and mastering. And living out in LA, got a chance to work with some independent labels, some major labels, some big artists, some small artists, and it was. It's been a lifelong passion of mine.
So how does well, first of all, could you still have it in you with a saxophone? If we were to find one laying around someday, would you get on it? And,
I've got the muscle memory to probably be able to play like the Pink Panther and probably Take 5.
Oh,
one of my most favorite songs. Of course, the
Could you imagine?
the Michigan Fight song, piece of cake.
Can he be a special guest on the Keel? Would you?
The Keel, I could do a.
If the Keel invited you to jam out,
can I jam out with the Keel, Don?
that would be an honor.
Keel. I'm still taking that in, man. Oh my God, Keel. Okay.
Yes or no? Would you take?
Oh, he could play. He
the
could play
legend?
with me, but I don't think Keel would be involved. Those guys are long gone.
Oh, what? The Keel broke up?
Oh,
Yeah, man, we're done. We're done.
Oh, this just in. I'm sorry. We might have to time out. Time out. I
Do you
don't
own
want
it?
to
Do
go
you have
there.
Do you have a saxophone anymore? Do you own
I
one?
don't. I gave it to my brother. He's still
We
got
can
it.
find
though.
one though. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't change the subject.
I played
We
alto.
can
alto
find a
tenor
sax.
saxophone. Yeah.
I'm sorry about the breakup of the Keel.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, I don't even remember when they were together. To be honest.
Oh,
with
we
you.
remember episode 14.
Episode 14.
Like we can play it back if we
Keel.
needed to. Don't you worry about that.
Well, I want to. Do you have any of the songs that we did back then?
Absolutely.
You do, of
course. We'll come up.
We discussed all this before.
I'll be up. We'll be up on the episode.
It was mostly Whitesnake covers, if I remember correctly.
We had pretty ladies
And you
dancing
were
in the room with
sponsored
us.
and everything.
Here I go again on my own. That was a
By the way, that was Lozo's voice there.
no. That was a recording of the Keel. I was just pulling it up on my Mac.
I'll play back.
Well, we were busy. We were very busy.
Man, that's
All right, so back to Lozo. My story is boring.
So going from how does a saxophone player
Yeah.
go to spinning turntables? Like I'm still
yeah,
trying to
I
find
got
that
you.
connection of two extremes.
Actually, like reflecting back on it, when my mom got married when I was 7, and I kind of it's like you two families come together. And my stepdad's family is, I call him my dad. He was there for my, to this day still, right?
Sure.
But my dad's family, they, huge family, 1 of 7, a lot of uncles, aunts, cousins, the whole thing. And the funny thing is my cousin Dougie Ray. Now it's Douglas Raymond is his grown name, but at the time it was Dougie Ray.
Dougie.
Shout out to Dougie Ray. He's in Boston. He's actually a saxophone player. And he played tennis, and he was into all different types of music. And one of the things he was into was like Beastie Boys, and I remember the posters in his room and stuff like that. So it was cool meeting him because he would have had to have been he's got to be 6-7 years older than me maybe. So at the time, you're in elementary school, going into middle school. And then, you've got a cousin who's kind of like in high school, 9th grade, 10th grade.
He made saxophone cool.
Right,
guy, yeah.
of course.
Like he
made saxophone cool. He played tennis. He listened to hip hop and Beastie Boys. So that was my dude. You know what I'm saying? So like
And
that
that's
was
the reason
Yeah,
when you were picking an instrument.
that's right. That's why I went saxophone.
Wow.
Yeah, and I enjoyed jazz music, and I enjoyed like the element of I don't know. It's just something about jazz and being able to kind of freestyle and that type of thing. I liked it, but I also, that kind of turned me on to like Beastie Boys and some of the early elements of Def Jam and hip hop. And then I had my other cousin Kathy on the other side of the family. She was like our babysitter sometimes during the summertime, and she also listened to like Beastie Boys and stuff like that. So
You had no choice, but
if
to
I was a
listen.
betting man,
around, yeah.
if I was a betting man, at some point you took your saxophone and you did the Beastie Boys
Yeah. Little brass monkey. Well, you have to. That's the
On
song.
the sax?
That's what the song is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a trumpet sample, but yes, absolutely. All the
did it?
riffs. Well, like at the time, yeah, like Beastie Boys. Of course you did. Like you had to find the notes and everything. What made this saxophone cool in hip hop was actually 2 songs that came out almost identical at the same time. It was Back to the Hotel, and all I want to do is do my zoom, 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 and your boom, boom. Just shake your rump. Because they almost had an identical, saxophone sample. Right. So that was like on the beach with the saxophone, step back, and that guy wasn't even actually playing because you could tell his fingers weren't moving. But, that's what the music videos.
I didn't know.
That was like, oh, that's cool, like saxophone in like hip hop. All right, then. So, yeah.
But I can see you more like, doing Kenny G stuff, though. I could see that.
Oh, you want to go there, Don?
Yeah,
you want to go there, Don?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I heard you had pan flute in the keel. Is that somebody that played in your band?
All I know, well,
Zamfir?
It wasn't me. All tangled up here.
Don's getting attacked by his headphone cord.
There we go. Yeah.
Damn drummers. Never wear headphones.
We don't need it.
Yeah. The funny thing is, of course you had to play Kenny G. Like, because at the time, at that era, like, he was that guy.
That's what he dressed.
Yeah.
I can picture Lozo
all white on the beach,
dressing up for Halloween, like Kenny G, with a long hair.
Yeah.
Jamming out.
Yeah, and he'd be loving it, saying, this is the real me. This isn't a. You know that song.
Of course, everybody knew that song.
Yeah.
It played on every elevator in the United States of America.
Every elevator, very nice.
Even in Puerto Rico.
Right, even in Puerto Rico had it.
Nice.
Hey.
I need you in the band, too.
Yeah, you could do mouth
I am
instruments.
in the band.
Yeah.
When was I not in the band? I was the curtain guy.
We're still waiting for you to
curtain
sign
guy
the contract.
Season 14.
The beatboxer.
Yeah, I was the hype man, remember?
Is that what you were? But that's not part of the band, really.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Depends on the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Keel needed the hype man.
Right. Definitely.
So
if he would have stayed, you guys wouldn't have broke up.
yeah.
True story.
So DJing.
Yep.
And you brought up record, like working record label. So were you working at a recording studio, or how do you?
Yeah, we when I moved out to LA, I met some friends. I worked at Guitar Center for a little while, and I was kind of the pro audio manager, which is a good place to be if you're into music and production.
Everybody loved you, I bet.
Of course, and then you could buy gear at discounts and that type of thing. And I it was a guy that actually was like, I was there for a week, and like I met him. I was like, that's a really cool dude, and he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I quit. And that was my boy Lex, who's one of my best friends now, right?
Get out of here.
Yeah, so it's hysterical. So yeah, Lex quit, went and did something else. But he had a recording studio in his garage, and it was out in Pico Rivera, so it was kind of a little bit of a trip from where I had to drive. But we became really good friends, worked on a bunch of different projects for a bunch of different artists, and had a chance to do some really cool independent records and kind of work some stuff out.
Real underground.
Yeah, like the stuff, like it's good music and good production and good beats. But then it also landed us into a couple of major label offices with some A&Rs and things like that.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that was
nice.
And then a couple of those songs from that demo got stolen from that company, because that's what they do.
That's what happens.
We heard those songs on the radio. As a matter of fact, I have beef with Don because one of the people who stole our song has rehearsed in this space.
Oh.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Her name is Fantasia.
No
dun,
way.
dun, dun, dun. She stole it? What? Really?
Uh-huh. She didn't steal it. The production team that made the music for her stole it. And they
So that was yours.
What song? Can you say?
I couldn't tell you the name of the song, but it was like her lead single.
Wow.
And it was a sample that we had done. I think it was a Diana Ross sample. I can't remember, but it was like dun 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 dun. I can play you the songs that we did and that we turned on for a demo, and then I can play you that beat that happened.
Well, that must
a year
have sucked.
later. Yeah, but that's
you're
that's
excited, but then also like, wait a minute, wait, that's and then nobody believes you. It's like, no, I created that.
Yeah.
Sure, you did.
The crazy part is like 3 of the songs on that demo for Gunny Sinatra. Shout out to Gunny and Am1 and everybody, 03 Productions. Quick story though. So Lex, 03 Productions.
I'm checking out her.
Right, he is the guy who sent me the music that I used for the intro for the show.
Oh wow!
So he still does.
He's still doing it.
Still doing stuff.
Oh,
right?
that's really good.
Yeah,
Great job.
Yep. So, but anyway, we had 3 songs that were on that demo that were sampled beats that we weren't paying to clear for samples because we were independent, and 3 of those songs that we, ended up on other projects and other artists that all had the similar connection to the record label of the office that we were sitting in.
Oh no!
Over the course of 3 or 4 years.
Those dirty bastards.
But it happens.
It happened also to what was it, Squiggy? He
Squiggy?
He shared a
Same thing.
story about
Yes.
a beat.
Worked on production.
I forget what episode it was.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah, he shared something where he was young, so it's almost like you get targeted, and
it happens because you don't know what you're doing sometimes, and especially if you're dealing in the world of samples, like if you because it's when you don't have the money to go fight it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
that's the biggie. Yeah,
yeah, it just is what it is.
So you don't remember what song it was?
If I heard it, I can tell you.
That truth is.
Do you have it?
I'm looking for it. 2004. What year do you think?
No, that's not it. Literally, it's like her first album.
Well, the farthest back I can see on this site right here is 2004.
It had. I can tell you who was on it. It had Big Boy from Outkast was on the rap.
Okay, I'll look a little bit more. We'll find it before
just type in Fantasia and Big Boy, Bigboi.
Okay.
So how do you end up from one extreme to another? So you were in California, record label, DJing, just having a good old time, and you said you ended up in
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, which is only known for one golf tournament a year,
the Masters,
and that's it.
That's about it.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
I've never even seen you wear a hat or anything from the Masters.
I got a polo.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got a polo.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. I wear it, but I'm not exactly an avid golfer. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a.
So it's a gift.
Let's
That's
go.
what
And
you're
swing. I
saying.
bought it because I was there.
Yeah, it's the only place you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still. How do you go from California?
Yep.
Recording studio.
Yep.
To Augusta, Georgia.
Life and relationships. That's how it happens.
Okay.
Yeah. It. Coming out of college and moving to California, there was kind of a 5-year plan living out there, and it was awesome. It was cool. It was different, but it's nothing like the Midwest. And traffic and people and space and room, and there's a ton of culture in LA, which I really enjoyed.
Sure.
And the weather's great.
Imagine,
it's 84 degrees and no humidity. So I can see why people love to live there. But it's also a million people on top of you all the time. So it's like I didn't grow up in that. I wasn't used to that. I was like, it's cool, but not like that kind of cool.
Over it.
Right. And so after 5 years, decision to move away and follow jobs and move across the country, and the opportunity was in Augusta, Georgia, of all places. So went there.
Then from Augusta
to Tallahassee.
Okay, it's getting better.
Yep.
It's a college town.
Yep. FSU.
So you have late night pizza. What is it? Subs.
Hey, how far away is Athens from Augusta? Do you know?
I did know.
Well, I'm just thinking that there was a good music scene, but you couldn't.
Yeah, it was maybe like an hour or hour 15, not too far.
Used to drive.
Yes, I drive to Atlanta.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What car did you drive back then?
Come on, bro. You know what I bought in Augusta, Georgia?
Come on.
The Pimp Mobile.
I know what color it was.
What year?
300. See? The Chrysler.
Poor man's Bentley.
Hey, let me tell you how.
Let's talk about the poor man's Bentley. Because there's two types of poor man's Bentley. People who keep it original, but some others go all out. Which one? Were you all out or original?
Let me explain something to you right now.
Here it comes.
Here we go.
I bought that car because I really wanted a Bentley, but I couldn't afford a Bentley. So I was the first one in Augusta, Georgia to go online and buy that new grill.
The grill.
Yes. That grill cost me $300. And I brought it to the dealership.
Money well spent.
And I said,
what'd they say?
I need you to put this in. And they said, what is this?
With a straight face.
I said, I need to put this in. They said, what is this? I'm like, it's a custom grill for the 300. And they're like, what are you talking about? Remember, Augusta, Georgia. I'm not in LA. I'm not in New York. I'm not in Miami. Augusta, Georgia.
Use the accent.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we just pretend for a second? I'm the dealership.
Okay.
And you're, so what year was this?
This would have had to have been 2005, 2006 or 7.
Perfect.
Yes.
You're Lozo 2007.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And so you pull up to the drive.
Can you do an Augusta, Georgia thing though?
I think I could.
I'll get there.
Okay, all right.
We'll get there. I got my assistant right here.
Right.
Hey, look at this guy pulling up here.
He's a sales manager.
What's he do?
He's a sales guy.
I'm the service guy.
No,
because you already have the car.
All right, I'm pulling up.
You're getting installed, and you have the box. I'll ask you.
I got it. Yep.
I'll ask you.
Yep.
Look at that guy walking up here with that box. Get over there and see what he's trying to do.
Hello, sir. That's a mighty nice vehicle you have over there. That's a 300 fully loaded. I see.
Yes,
nice.
sir. Yes, sir.
So
Did you buy that here?
Yes, of course I did. I got the free tires for life.
Well, we appreciate that. How may I serve you today?
Yeah, I got this. I got a custom grill for the front of my car, and I want to see if you guys can install it.
Oh, well, your grill's just fine, sir. I'm looking at it right now. You've been in an accident. There's no deer hittings on there.
Yeah. No, I know it's a brand new car. I know I literally just pulled off
gorgeous.
the lot.
You got the first one in Georgia.
Well, it's not the first 300 in Georgia, okay?
Well, in that limited list.
It's about to be the first pimped out ride in Georgia.
Now, pimp, is that a model?
Yeah.
Yes,
Pimp,
it is.
what's that mean, pimp?
It's the 300C PIMP.
PIMP.
Okay, well, what's in that box, honey?
You heard of a Hemi?
What you mean grill? Well, of course, in a Hemi.
This is a gimme. Gimme them ladies.
300C,
gimme them ladies.
Ooh, this boy's a player.
Let's take him.
He's a player.
He must be one of them thugs. From West Coast thug. Son, where are you from?
West Side? I'm from the Detroit.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Did you frisk him when he came in here?
I reckon I'm calling 911 and call the sheriff. So let's see this grill of yours.
All right, so follow me back here to the trunk.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to help me move this couple of bodies over here to the side.
Yeah, get a couple people over here to protect us.
For me. Don't worry about that bag of
That's
white
a whole lot of
goodness.
speakers you got there, Sonny.
Yeah.
You must be deaf of hearings. Is that 512s?
That's two 15-inch kickers plugged into a Sony Explode amp that is hardwired to the video screen I've already put in this vehicle. That the ground cable is connected to the parking brake so I can watch movies while I drive.
That ain't safe, son. I don't want you watching them movies while you're driving.
Well, he's getting the boom boom and he's watching the TV.
He is the PIMP.
Who's watching the road? I want to know.
He's the PIMP.
PIMP.
All right, so this what do you want us to do with this mirror here? This ain't no damn grill. Look at this. Hey, Donnie boy, look at this thing. He calls this a grill.
Why would he want to do that? I don't get it.
It look like a train. Something come off a train.
The little cow catcher in front. Yeah, you know.
Cow catcher.
He's going to have a cow catcher on the front of his car. What's up with that?
But chrome plated. Sonny, are you serious about this?
Yeah. So it's a chrome plated
cow catcher
Bentley knockoff. Not look at it. Not only.
Oh, it's a genuine imitation.
Don't
tell me it had to be on it.
No. It didn't have to be, right? But I got these stickers, right? That looked like the Chrysler logo, but it had the wings on it. So it didn't have the B, but it covered it. Because the original grill had the Chrysler logo on it. Okay. It was a real knockoff from China. I put the sticker on it to make it look even more like
Did you actually put the sticker on it?
Heck yeah.
Oh, my.
Don, I went full out pimp.
He ain't playing. Did you hear he had the TV already in there?
Right.
He had the sound system.
Yeah.
He learned how to bypass so you can play DVDs while he's driving.
Right.
And back then that was cool, man.
It was cool.
If you're playing
auto
movies,
start.
Oh yeah, and that was new.
Oh yeah.
And some cars back then didn't come with it.
No.
Like nowadays.
How much money did you spend on aftermarket stuff on that car? Probably more than the car was worth.
His entire first year's salary.
It was probably about $2,500. Not too crazy.
No, that's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad. Not too great at that time. Because like the in-dash DVD players were probably $700-800. The auto start and the alarm was another
CompuStar
$600.
auto start.
No, it was the Viper. It was a Viper one. Yeah, Viper auto start, all that.
You didn't hold back.
No, and the funny part was I drove that damn thing to Atlanta for a meeting, and the car got stolen.
No,
get out of here.
Even with the kill switch, even with everything. You know what they did? They backed up in the hotel parking lot and threw that thing on the back of a truck.
No way.
And drove off the freeway with it.
And then, here's what's funny. Yeah. Here's what's funny because I think Lozo got the last laugh because them thugs pulled up in their chop thinking they had a Bentley. They unload the car and they figured out real quick, ain't no Bentley.
Yeah. No.
And they got fired.
Yeah. No,
that's
it was,
awesome.
that's what happened.
Yeah. Wow, that's Great car. I wish. Did you have pictures? I would love for our audience.
I'm sure.
If you have
I
a
have some
picture,
pictures.
oh, that would be.
I'm sure
amazing.
I got some pictures.
Yeah, we have to put it with the show.
It's all true story. Oh, shout out to Terrence. He worked with me in Tallahassee. He actually bought that car for me as he
So
was.
they found it after they stole
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
No way.
even better. I'm up there for a meeting. I walk out. I see glass on the side where the car was parked. Like, well, literally. So here's what happened. We walked out of the hotel, and I'm with another manager, and I walk out, and he's like, "Hey, wasn't your car right there?" And I'm like, "Do you see any glass?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" Because I'm from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
So you know.
I see any glass. He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "On the ground." You see
Do you
any
see a
glass?
spark
And he goes,
plug?
No, right. I didn't see a spark plug. He goes, "I think I see glass." I'm like, "Yeah, the car's stolen." And he's like, "What do you mean it's stolen?" "It's stolen. Like they smashed the window and they stole my car." And I'm like, and the only way they can take this car is on a flatbed of a truck, because this car kill switch. Like you're not moving this car unless you have a truck. Sure enough, that's what happened.
Did they have video out there?
No, and the hotel didn't know, and they weren't sure, and I think it was an inside job, but whatever. And so we up there for a meeting. I go to the airport, get a rental car, drive all the way back down to Tallahassee, get a call the next morning. We found your vehicle out in some street somewhere, and we towed it. But we need you to come and claim it. And I was like, well, I have insurance. I got an adjuster. Can I have to meet them? Nope, it's in the impound, and we won't give it to anybody. You know why? Because you have an out-of-state registration. This car's not from the state of Georgia, it's the state of Florida. So I literally drove back down to Tallahassee, drove right back up to Atlanta the next morning.
Oh no!
Found the car in the junkyard. They did insurance, and then here's another problem.
How'd she look?
She looked okay.
Was the grill there?
Grill was still there.
Wow.
Wheels are still there. All the electronics were pulled out, obviously, right? I had DVDs in there galore. I had all kinds of stuff, whatever. All that stuff stolen. No big deal. The problem is this. When you take a car like that, it has so much aftermarket stuff done to it, to a place that's going to repair the car, they don't know how to put it back together.
Mm-mm.
They had that damn car for over
what are
a
these
month.
wires for?
A month. And I have you gotten my car drive? I just want to drive it home. Like, I'll figure, like, insurance is paying me for all the stuff that got stolen. Just give me my damn car back. It got to the point where I literally drove up the next month for a meeting, and I sat in the guy's shop. I was like, I'm not leaving without my car. Like, you've had this for a month, right? So finally they pull the car out. I get it. I get my keys. I pull off. None of the gauges work. I don't know how much gas is in it. I can't see how fast I'm driving. I was so pissed. I was like, I'm driving to Tallahassee. I don't care.
Gone.
I went to the gas station. I just filled it up until it stopped. And I just drove with no idea how fast I was driving.
Nice.
All the way back to Tallahassee. Took it to the dealership. And I said,
oh, no.
Right? And I said, here's what's going on. Here's what happened. I was like, just take it back to what it's supposed to be. Because I know there's a bunch of... He's like, cool, no problem. 4 hours. They gave me my car back. Everything was fine. Like, because that's all they needed to do was, like, he was so caught up with auto start, all that crap, and I was like, it doesn't, like, none of that's in here anymore.
Just keep it original,
right? Just go back to original, and that's what they did in the dealership. Got it back in 4 hours. They went. Then I was like, all right, well, I'll put a new radio in it, whatever, and then I ended up selling the car to a guy named Terrence. And
we have to call. If we had a phone patch.
Yeah.
Right now,
I'm calling Terrence.
Definitely.
Hey, real quick, we have some questions about this car.
About the car, yeah.
We could play a prank on Terrence. Be like, it was involved in some activity.
He might still drive it. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I gotta ask him.
All right,
I'm friends on Facebook. I'll find out.
We'll do.
Are you? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
That's awesome. All right, so we need the picture.
All right, I'll see if I can
your
find
homework.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about the show.
Yeah.
So finally, you're in Jacksonville now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't drive a poor man's Bentley. And now we're here in this podcast studio. And how did this come about? Like what sparked Life of Lozo? What got into you and said, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Let's do it.
How are we here on season 3?
So this year I turned 40, and so last year, I was thinking about this year turning 40, and really wanting to think about doing something and turning 40, but also the 20-year anniversary of the first time that I got into college radio with my boy Sean, who's been on the podcast as well.
No way.
And so I was like, you know what? Like, it's been a while. It'd be kind of cool. Like, we should get back on the air and do something. No idea what that was going to be. Something, right? Started thinking about it. What do I know about? What do I talk about? Did a lot of research. Started thinking about, like, radio show, podcast, internet radio. And, I just kind of started looking into things and found that a lot of advice was, if you do a show or do any type of content, talk about what you know. right? Because that's the value that you can add, and it's your story, and you're very comfortable with it. And so I got with Sean. I actually have that video of driving to meet Sean in Daytona Beach, thinking like, we're going to go talk about something. We have some ideas, but I don't know what's going to end up being. But I recorded that video knowing that something would come out of it. Not
Did
sure.
you really?
Yeah, I have the video on my phone. And went down, met with him, talked about it. And what we landed on was this concept of talking about the golden decade of hip-hop.
Which you've done a few shows.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And that was the original idea and concept. It was like, let's talk about what we know, because we grew up in music, we grew up as DJs, we grew up as college reps for Def Jam and Rough House. We had a hip-hop radio show. You know, we did nightclubs. We have a lot of vinyl. We have a lot of knowledge of that era of music, and that's what we're subject matter experts on. So like we said, let's do this. So we started talking about it, doing ideas together, starting to build in some structure to it. And as I started reaching out to my network and talking to people, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And everybody kept on saying like, well, yeah, like you know a lot about hip hop, but like you know a lot of people too. Like when I think of you, I think of like your network and your friends and how you're still friends with Terrence on Facebook from, you know what I mean? Like you've lived all over the country and you know all these people and you stay in touch with people, and some of them done some really crazy, big, huge things. Why don't you just do a show about that? And then you can also talk about hip hop. Because they were like, we'd rather hear more stories and like things that you've met and people that you've talked to. You should do that. And so it kind of started to evolve. And I started thinking about that. And that's kind of when I was like, you know what? Like the commonality out of all these things that I'm into and people that I know is me. So I was like, it should be Lozo. And I just randomly said it one day. I was like, it's really like, I think the show should be about like my life, like the life of Lozo. And I just said it.
Wow. And that was
like,
it.
That was it. I was like, that's what it's going to be.
That was money right there.
And so I spent the next 6 months after that, you know, thinking about content, making lists of people that I know, thinking about what I want to do, you know, questions, how I want to do the show, what the show should be about. And then how do I want to layer in the part about the golden decade of hip hop and talk about that stuff. And and then it was sometime in February, as I, you know, Don and I met in January, and we met at an event here in the parking lot, and we talked a little bit about it. And I was like, yeah, like you know, this would be kind of cool. And then we went and we met, and that was in February. Yeah. It was after you and I met.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly.
Yeah.
And I said, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of into the podcast studio wasn't created yet.
Right.
The one that we're sitting in right now.
Right. Yeah.
And he mentioned it, and I said, well, that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. And like sometimes when stuff like that happens,
Yeah.
it's like you never talk to the person again, or it never comes up again.
Yeah.
But we meant it. And
and then we met, we talked about it, and Don said, I really want to learn about this and think about this as a business part of what I do. And I was like, well, you know, like I'm going to be doing mine. I'm about to launch it. And I was like, maybe what I can do is I'll do it here, and then we can kind of learn together, and I can kind of walk you through what this is supposed to look like and what I think about it in the show. And I remember after we talked, I said in February, at the end of February, sometime it's out there in the world. I said, Life of Lozo launching in March 2017.
make it happen. You know, you just say it and it happens.
I put it out in the world. I said, I'm going to force myself to do this. I don't know how or what, but I'm going to do it. And literally March 31st, the last day of the month, on that Friday, is when the first episode published with you and me.
Wow.
And that's a win-win situation. You know, he was able to make that happen, and being a tech guy that he is, and I'm a tech guy, studio guy,
spoke the same language.
We spoke the same language, and we knew what. You know, I had to pick up some new gear, which I did not mind one bit. and I believe there might be some more gear coming up my way.
Yeah.
But being able to bounce ideas off of him, he was helping me. He set up the podcast studio, and then he was able to launch as well.
Just the stars line up.
Yeah, and we spent
it was kismet.
Yeah. We spent like 6 episodes or so just working through different gear, different ideas, different layouts, different things, different systems.
Yeah.
Of just what would work. You know.
So let's go back a little bit on that first meeting.
Yep.
Because if I was a fly on the wall, I could only imagine. It started off with the idea, but then the stories. Oh, remember so and you know, whatever happened to that guy, you know?
Oh, Sean and I?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because you drove down with the concept of working a podcast out.
Yeah,
but
you
know, like when you get with an old friend,
sure,
you start talking about this, and then before you know it, it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
still cracking jokes and,
Sure.
and telling stories.
Yeah, we had a whole day, no, it was just like, dude, like, what's going on? What's up? You know, how are things going? How's the family? And just, you know, kind of the chit chat type of stuff, just catching up. And then, you know, I actually wore a T-shirt that they did. I still have. It's our Beat Brigade T-shirt that we made back in 2000.
Now, what is Beat Brigade?
Beat Brigade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you say it one more time?
Say it again?
No, go ahead.
No, you say it.
No, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, say it.
No.
The Beat Brigade.
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 It's a Puerto Rican.
The
I am totally entertained right now. I got to tell you.
Beat Brigade.
Beat Brigade. Hey, man, you got the Beat Brigade, man.
Sitting in the back
Yeah.
of my poor man's
So,
family.
yep. So, shouts to Joey Mapes.
I still don't know what
So
he said.
what is it?
So the Beat Brigade,
yeah. Because
right?
you mentioned it in
Yes.
another episode. Like,
That's right.
Real quick on like, shout out to
Right, the Beat
I was
Brigade.
like, what's he
yeah.
saying?
I mean,
Shout out
he's-
Beat Brigade.
Yeah,
He does talk fast.
I do talk fast.
Well, when he
So,
gets like
yeah.
little plugs here and
Yes.
there, like
I slide
He's
them
got to
in.
get a lot in,
he
though.
slides them
I
in
get my shouts
very
out.
smoothly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beat Brigade.
Yeah.
And you're like, what did you say?
Which
So,
you
the-
got to pay attention. This guy hardly breathes. by
I
the
know.
way.
Yeah.
I do it. The Beat Brigade was actually concocted from my friend Joey Mapes, who actually did the outro music for the Life of Lozo podcast.
Shout out
Oh.
to Joey.
Shout out to Joey Mapes, right?
Nice
so
job.
Jay Mapes, yeah. So Joey was is a fantastic like musician and artist, and he makes beats, but he also like he did a lot of music. He's just a good music guy, right? And we met in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and he was doing some hip hop stuff on his MPC. I had like a little studio in the basement because that's what we do in the basements in Michigan. And we met up and
Not just that, I'm
right,
sure.
exactly. And we hit it off, and we created some music together. And the funny thing was that we were both really into production at the time and making music. But a lot of the quote unquote rappers that we had around, we were like, they're good, but you know, like what we're trying to do and what we're trying to look for, like it wasn't vibing completely. We were really trying to do kind of more of what we call like boom bap era hip hop and like dedicate it to like real hip hop. And at the time, there was a lot of different styles of hip hop that were happening. So Joey and I were just like, you know what, like we'll just write our own lyrics and make our own songs. And so we were the Beat Brigade, and we had a couple of singles that we like made and put out.
Do you have those?
I have all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
on. All right,
Yeah,
so we expect
yeah.
to hear one of
Pictures?
those.
Yeah, I can add
And
some of
those?
those. Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
cool?
Oh, yeah.
I got pictures. I got everything.
So we
I
got pictures of the
I got
car
me and
coming?
Joey in the basement.
No
Like,
way.
Yeah, I got it all.
Okay, we
yeah. I'll
so,
put it all
So
out.
for all the listeners,
Yeah.
be on the lookout. Click on the link. Because we're
very
gonna see
cool
some of
history.
these pictures.
Liveoflozo.com. I'll put them up on there. And
Perfect.
check them all out.
Perfect.
But yeah, so Joey and I did our own production stuff, and to this day, Joey still does a ton of production and released an album a couple of years ago about Kalamazoo in Western Michigan. Got radio play, did some festivals. You know, just a cool dude. Does a lot of music.
How cool is that? That
Yeah.
it wasn't just a hobby. Like
No, yeah.
it's
I
his
mean,
people
life.
took it.
but you know what? And like it's the same thing. It's like, you know, we have lives that we live, and you know, he's just now starting his family. You know, he got married not too long ago, and they're expecting their first kid. So it's like we live life. But when you're into music like that, you're always into music like that. You know, and especially in that kind of genre of hip hop, and you always stay close to it. And so that was the Beat Brigade, and you know, we had some pretty cool songs that we put out. And it was
Right
fun.
on.
Oh yeah. That's,
Yeah, but anyway, so I was wearing that
that's-
T-shirt. That's what it was. I was wearing this old Beat Brigade T-shirt that I had designed in Photoshop that I've held on to since literally the year 2000. So the T-shirt's 17 years old.
and you never wore it.
No, I've worn it many
Oh, but
times.
you just kept
I
it.
just kept it. It was one of
Wow.
those things that like
Yeah,
I
it's
made
history.
some hats and I made some T-shirts. And it was just one of those things that I've held on to forever. And I wore that T-shirt to meet Sean in Daytona.
I bet you he flipped.
Of course, he's like, dude, like you still got this shirt? Like, you know, we laughed about it and we talked about it, and then we just started brainstorming. And you know, like I said, that was the initial spark of the idea for the podcast. Yeah, that's kind of what got us to here.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
That's really cool, huh?
Right
And
on.
then what episode is this?
This is
Season 3.
Season 3, episode 1 for season 3. There was a couple bonus episodes I tossed in there, so I don't know. We're somewhere in the 20 something as far as actual content episodes out right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so favorite sport?
Ooh.
I know where this is going.
Well, I don't know. We've been
man, it's
surprised.
tough. You know,
before.
He is full of surprises.
Yeah.
favorite sport to watch. It sounds crazy, but hockey.
No way.
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
Yeah,
Midwest,
see?
I get it.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a Red Wings guy.
If I was the betting
Blackhawks
man, I
guy.
would have lost that
I know.
one.
No,
No,
I'm
I
a
thought
Red
he would.
Wings guy.
I thought it would.
Really?
Yeah, it's I enjoy watching the Lions and Michigan football. Like football's great. Football's exciting. There's something about hockey because I also played like a little bit of soccer, and it's a whole different sport and how you have to watch it and like the nuances and things like that. Like it's cool watching football and seeing like play action passes and stuff. People break out, but like hockey is literally like a game that's played like in inches and the speed of the puck, and it's just there's hitting sometimes, there's fighting, and it's okay.
I've never been to one.
Oh, you never been to a hockey game?
I have not.
Oh,
Wow.
we're gonna do that because
I hung
once
out
you
with,
go,
We got to get him on the glass,
But
man.
yeah,
I've
you met Gretzky.
Yeah, I had a chance to hang out with Gretzky, but I never.
No, dude. We'll go on the glass.
Yeah, you got to get right down there.
You got to
and
feel that. Yeah, dude. It's a
done.
fantastic.
It's a date. We're going.
We'll do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So hockey again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have.
Did you play? Did you?
No,
no, I mean
can-
not in the streets even as a kid or anything. Did you
I
ice
like
skate?
street hockey. No, I can't ice skate for crap. Like,
I can't.
I roller skate.
You know what? I couldn't ice skate
roller
for crap.
skate?
Yeah, I could roller skate.
Hey, I couldn't ice skate either.
Yeah.
So they made me a goalie.
Yeah, smart. That's what I should.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I was playing basketball and football and things like that. And then they're the same as hockey season, So like it's just what happens sometimes. But yeah, I'm a fan. I got my jersey. My boy Drew got me a Red Wings jersey with Lozo on the back. It's pretty serious.
Wow, that's the real deal. That's the real deal.
Yeah.
So favorite DJ? One DJ.
Oh,
Favorite DJ.
I gotta go. I gotta go Qbert. And you won't know who that is, but that's okay. Invisible Scratch Pickles.
Who?
Invisible Scratch Pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope,
in the
You?
in the Battle DJ vinyl days, there were the Invisible Scratch Pickles that were based out of the West Coast, and there were the X-Men, the Executioners, based out of the East Coast.
Okay, so it's like a battle.
Yeah. When you were in that era of DJing, there were a lot of good DJs and club DJs and whatnot, but they were like the body trick scratching, crazy cool stuff, coming up with different techniques and styles. But at the time, like, Qbert was that dude. And like it was funny, like I was a Qbert fan, and then Sean was more of an Executioners fan on their style of DJing. So it was kind of like we both would enjoy DJing in college. We'd practice together, but we each had our own style that we would borrow from these two.
Did you guys ever get together and battle?
Oh, all the time. That's how you practice.
And then throw down?
Yeah.
And do you still have your tables?
Of course.
Oh, man.
I still have the Technique 1210s in my house right now that
Set up.
we bought. Right now they're in cases, but they will be set up soon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're transitioning.
I'm in the process of a transition.
No,
Yes.
So is there a chance? So I'm setting you up for the season 3.
Oh, I'm on it.
So saxophone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
Yeah.
this will be sweet.
Yeah.
Set them up
Yeah.
live.
Oh yeah. No, we have plans for that.
Yeah. Oh man.
We have
That's
plans
awesome.
for that.
And bring back
Yeah. Yeah.
who's the freestyle?
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Who I just saw today. He was the reason why I was late to meet you for lunch.
Because of Kool-Aid.
Because of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid stopped me.
Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Look, we're supposed to have lunch, talk business.
But Kool-Aid is a Rhyme Designs model, so I had to stop and talk to him. He's a signed. He's a talent.
He's a talent.
He
He's
is
a
a talent.
All
I
right.
gotta
He was
tell you.
he was wearing the this week mop the floors, next week is the fry shirt.
Oh, man.
I was like, you're wearing my gear. I got to stop and talk to you.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I picture Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Lozo on the tables.
Oh yeah.
Just freestyling.
Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh man. Maybe we'll get Don on the drums.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. If you
Yeah.
I
we
can,
can make it work.
Oh man.
Or maybe like just one of those little small drum sets on the side.
whatever you
I
need.
like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have one of them right
Yeah.
in my cupboard right now.
See? Perfect.
Perfect. Done.
Done deal.
Done.
Will you
Yeah.
let me plug into your tables? Well, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
So favorite '90s artist.
90s artist?
Yep. Hip hop artist.
Man.
Yeah. Remember you put me on the spot.
Yeah, no.
Episode 1?
I get you.
Exactly.
Right,
I'm
no,
just-
that's how it goes. I get it. I'm not complaining.
And you have to choose one.
I know. You only get to pick one, right?
One.
That's the rule.
Exactly.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Favorite. So it's
You only
so
get one.
tough. It's
And you have to say it.
Can it be a group or just one individual?
We'll let you do a group.
I'm just buying
That's
time.
fair.
I'm just buying time. I don't,
Yeah,
a group.
We can do a group.
So I could do like
Sure, why not?
Wu-Tang because there's like 10 people.
No, but
That's cheating.
no.
Somehow I just feel it's cheating.
Jeez, that's such a tough question because there's so many different reasons, like for different styles.
I get it. I've been there before.
All right, from the '90s, favorite artist,
Hip hop artist.
Yeah, favorite hip hop artist.
This part of the show will be edited.
Yeah, no, this is real because you need to feel the pain on this. That's why. Oh God.
Don't be.
It's got to be Redman.
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 Yep.
I like. So you wore the Timberlands. The Timbos.
I had some Timbos.
Tongue out like Redman. The whole works.
Yeah, kind of like tongue out Timbos.
Yeah.
Camouflage pants. You know what I'm saying? I would wear hooded sweatshirts.
Of course.
Detroit hats constantly.
Fubu.
A little bit of Fubu.
Paco.
Yeah. No.
See, I wore Paco.
Yeah, I didn't really get to Paco.
I had the Paco.
Yep. No, it was Fubu. I was in at that time ESDJCO, which was Extra Strength DJ Company.
Okay.
Which was like a DJ gear, but it looked like MLB logo. So instead of like a baseball player or a basketball player, it was a guy like DJing.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, but it's like the blue, white, and red.
Yep.
So they had their own gear line. So it was a lot of techniques. It was like a lot of hip hop type of clothing and T-shirts and things like that.
Right on.
Hoodies.
Right on.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we've learned quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot.
I've known him for quite some time, and I actually learned a few things. Threw me off guard.
Hockey, that threw me.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it.
Said.
I know.
Yeah.
Enjoyed.
Hey,
Cool.
well, thank you so much for having me and letting me host.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing
please.
me on my own show.
Please.
Thank you.
And
I enjoyed being
Don,
here
like
too.
always, it's always fun when we
get-
get the group together.
Getting pushed around a little bit. I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's all right. Well,
That's all right. He says.
can we also can I add one more request?
Of course.
One more request.
Yep.
So we'll videotape the keel jamming out,
Okay.
and can we put that? Can we slide that?
Of course.
Okay.
No, when's the
Perfect.
next gig?
I think it's coming up.
You guys are shooting a music video, right?
It's all well. You gotta bring your saxophone too.
Oh, I'll bring the saxophone if the Keel's performing.
Okay,
100%.
sounds good.
Perfect.
But you have to wear a navy suit though.
I'll wear a navy suit if you wear
Your tights.
your
We ordered.
sailor pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll
It's
go
been
along
fun.
with it.
It's been real.
It really
Thank
has.
you.
It has
Until
been.
next time.
Yeah, until
Next time.
Life of Lozo. We out.
Peace.
The Life of Lozo podcast is brought to you by Stay Tuned Studios, STS Podcast, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, Ronz World Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Trips and more, Local Goods Market, The Art of Kyle Willis, The Josh Saman MMA Foundation, TheMishmash.com, and of course, Jack's Nutrition. Thanks for listening, y'all. Please subscribe, share, like, review, anything you can do to help get the word out of the podcast. But thank you for listening every week. And until next time, y'all, Lozo, peace.